Hey yo, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to the World We Live in podcast. This is the very first episode where I'm recording it with a camera. So we got viewer over here, viewer right here. Hey guys, how you doing? Light, background light. Feeling good, feeling relaxed. Welcome to the podcast. I'm gonna keep glancing over here because I can see my shit over here, and it's kind of weird, man. I'm not used to recording the podcast with video. I'm used to having the just recording on the phone, doing my thing, doing that thing, but it is different. So welcome to the World We Live in podcast. If you guys are enjoying this podcast, make sure to follow it, share it to a friend, do all of the things, man. Come on. You gotta share with a friend. You gotta be like, yo, bro, yo. Come check out the podcast, bro. Go check out the World We Live in podcast by John Westfall. It's amazing. It's the most amazing thing that I've ever seen in my life. And I guarantee you it's the most amazing thing you've ever seen / heard in your life. So go check it out on Spotify. We're on Google Podcasts. I think we're on Apple Podcasts. I'm not too sure. And we're on a bunch of other platforms that are kind of irrelevant. But hey, if you listen on there, go check us out. We're probably on there. And if we're not, switch to Spotify and go buy a Spotify, subscription and listen to the podcast, all right? Anyways, so today's a pretty relaxed day. I released my new music video in the how many days ago? Let me look. I released a new music video 3 days and 1 hour ago. And it did 680 views. 6 comments, 33 likes. So well done, guys. Clap it up for Richie Hunter, All In, his new song. Go check it out on the links down below in the description of this video. Go check out Richie Hunter. He is going places. So I'm gonna play a little bit of his music out loud here, and let's just be serenaded by Mr. Richie Hunter right here. All right. Sorry about that. I was the new recorder I was using for the podcast was a little broken. And when I opened up something to play on my phone for you guys, it kind of broke. So I'm re-recording right now. Hopefully I'll be able to sync everything up in a minute. Hopefully everything works. So let's listen to Richie Hunter's new song here. Let's listen to this, all right?
I really leveled up on this shit. Yeah, I'm going all in, ain't nobody ever stop me. Cause me and Dean got me posted up to swap me. Asking every day why that nigga didn't want me. Yeah, but my father never want me. Yeah, I'm going all in, ain't nobody ever stop me. Dreams of being big got me posted up to swap me. Asking every day why that nigga didn't want me. Yeah, but my father never want me. I wish that I could hate you, but you know that I can't. Got 10 toes down, I'ma stay where I stand. Yeah, I'ma stay where I stand. I'ma stay where I stand. Money on my mind, but the happiness is bigger. Making like a phone max, looking at them pictures. Yeah, looking at them pictures. Yeah, looking at them pictures. I'm going all in and I'm counting up this money. The whole school judges, but one day I'll find it funny. Yeah, one day I'll find it funny. Yeah, when I'm counting up this money. Yeah, I love my mama cause she said that I would never lose. Keep my head up and look back and push through. Yeah, we started in the projects, mama raised the prospects. Started fucking singing and the nigga pulling projects. Yeah, I'm going all in, ain't nobody ever stop me. Dreams of being big got me posted up to swamp me. Asking every day why that nigga didn't want me. Yeah, but my father never want me. Yeah, I'm going all in, ain't nobody ever stop me.
Anyway. So that is Mr. Richie Hunter. Do you love him? Because I love him. So speaking of Mr. Richie Hunter and his music, that kind of links in with the company that I'm launching with my homie Mateo De Leon and Nick Haugen, two of my good friends for a very, very long time, and we're launching a media company. I talked about this in the last episode, but it is kind of crafted into more since I last talked about it, so I'm kind of going to talk about it a little bit right now. So pretty much is we are planning to have a business meeting about it very, very soon. I've been feeling sick the last few days. So I had to get a COVID test. So I might have COVID. So I'll find out in like the next 2 to 3 days if I have COVID or not. And if I don't have COVID, then everything will go as planned for my business stuff, whatever, whatever. If I do have COVID, then I got to, you know, quarantine and business stuff gets put on delay. And I'll make a whole episode about that if I do have COVID. So I got a COVID test today. That's a little off topic thing, you know, got swabbed, whatever. Anyway, so back to the business thing, right? So let me talk a little bit about it. So some ideas that are floating around is that we are going to have multiple areas of our company that we're all working. So we want to do graphic design for music artwork, and that's kind of more my thing. Is I can do more you know, designs and stuff for artists and whatever. Um, you know, I've done some stuff um, for Javante, Lil Steppa. He's a upcoming underground artist from Seattle, or he was from here, but he moved to Seattle, and now I chit chat with him and kind of you know, talk with him and whatever. We have Lil Goonie, and he's kind of like a West Coast flow, kind of gang rap, you know, from Wairika, here in Siskiyou County. And he got a nice flow. I might play some of his shit. And then Your Sire, also known as, why am I blanking on his name? StoozyKid. He is an underground rapper from Weed, also Siskiyou County. So that I'm more, we want to work with them and sign them and do things for them. We want to do lyric interview videos. We want to do podcasts just like this, except for we have a whole group of people, multiple cameras set up. I have the controls. I'm switching between cameras. That's kind of my thing. Mateo and Nick are the interviewers. I'll be pitching in as well, but we're going to get a bunch of equipment to do all of that and start making some money off of that and do that and get people on the show and whatever. And then other plans is to do some local shows to give these artists a platform in this area. So these shows will be filmed, they'll be documented by me mostly. Mateo will be doing a lot of the photography, and Nick, I think, will be doing a lot of the PR, communicating with people. That's because that's kind of his thing. He's just really good with people. Mateo and I are too, but Mateo's a really good photographer. That's more of his thing, and the videography thing is more of my thing. So we're planning to rent out some venues and get artists to fill those. We'd like them to come for free, and I don't really want to pay them, and I think that a lot of them are willing to just get their music out there, so we wouldn't have to, like, you know, that. And we have people come to the venue, charge $5 a person to watch the whole venue. It'd be a 3 to 5 hour venue, so $5 for 3 to 5 hours of entertainment is gonna be pretty good. We're gonna be filming the whole thing. We'll be hosting it, and those are some plans. And we can get some pretty cheap venues up here in Siskiyou County for about $100 or so. So that can fit about 200 to 300 people. So if we fill the place up, that would be pretty good. And that with COVID and everything going on, it's going to be a hard one to organize, because we might have to require masks and do social distancing, which is really going to suck. Is really going to suck if we have to do that. I hope we don't. And I hope that by this summer, when we're starting to do more of that thing, that we'll be able to organize it better. And the brand in what I'm doing with my photography, my videography, my brand's it's gonna shift over into this one collective brand between me and the people I'm working with. So Two Kings Media is John Westfall. Photo and video is probably going to be rebranded fully into Two Kings Media, all one and the same. So that way I'm not dealing with multiple entities of having my business be this thing and then having Two Kings Media be a separate thing. I want it all to be one, and I want it to be a collective organization that we're doing together. So probably my website currently, as of right now, will be fully converted over to Two Kings Media, and we will run things through there. Music videos I do will be converted fully through Two Kings Media, and we'll start going up on a Two Kings Media exclusive channel. And music videos these videos will all be on Two Kings Media, and eventually clothing will be coming out for our brand, kind of in the similar fashion that Lyrical Lemonade, because that's kind of what we're modeling ourselves after in a way, different but similar. Um, is we'll be releasing some clothing, and there'll be probably product for clothing will probably be about probably able to get embroidered clothing for about 30 to 40 bucks, and we'll be selling for between 50 and 60 is my idea. And we want to start with hoodies because hoodies are just universal. I mean, I'm wearing a Carhartt hoodie, not my favorite hoodie. It's a little big, but we want to do hoodies with embroidered logos, and we're gonna work on some logos designs for Two Kings and whatever, and really get a solid logo idea for the company. So those are our plans. It's pretty crazy, actually, that I'm in a position right now to where I'm able to kind of launch a company that does videos and photography and stuff. It's kind of cool. And I just sold some graphics cards because I had some old GPUs laying around from computer builds and whatever. And I'm able to afford a studio recording setup. So besides the music videos, photography, interviews and all of that stuff that we plan to do, is we're also planning to do producing and studio recording. So I just bought FL Studio for the PC today, so I've been playing around with that. Here, I'll play a shitty beat that I made, and literally I'm not a producer by any means, but that's more Mateo's thing. He has really solid beats. I made a little Blueface beat, kind of. Yeah, right. Miss Blueface, baby. Oh, don't you hear Blueface on this? Oh, yeah. Hey, Blueface. Hey. Right there. Yeah, I'll take my shot. Yeah, my name is JB, and I smoke it a lot. Yeah, you know I just got some top. Hey, there's some Blueface on this bitch. Like, ooh. See, do you hear the Blueface? Do you hear the? It's not a good beat, but it's kind of solid. So I was playing around with FL a little bit. I'm not a producer by any means. I would never call myself that. I don't think I ever will call myself that. But Mateo's done some producing. Let me see if I can find some of his older shit from a year ago or so. So let's go. SoundCloud, and Teo. Count people. I don't know where his other stuff was. Yeah, I don't know where his old beats were. Wait, hold on. Let me go to Insta. DMs. Yeah, I don't think he still got the music thing going on, but he does producing a little bit on the side. So we're planning to get here. I'll pull up my Amazon cart here. Amazon. All right. So pretty much, we're about to drop like collectively like $450 on some stuff. So we're getting an Audio Technica AT2020 cardioid microphone, shock mount, some studio monitors, headphones, wall mounts for the speakers, so I can put one on either side of the monitors I got right here. Little stand-up recording thing that will go right there in that corner, and then use my bed as like a couch because it's like super comfortable anyways, and it could be a couch. So that we're turning my room pretty much into the studio. So we're going to do studio stuff. We can all come in here, hang out, work on videos, do all of that shit. So that's the very first thing that we're probably going to drop on equipment. And the second thing I want to do is that if we get like if we can get like a place like in somebody's house, dedicated for like an office, than building a workstation PC. So I got a PC and it's gaming PC right down here, and I just built it. Um, and I need a new GPU because like the new GPU wasn't supported, so I just bought a new gaming GPU. Whatever. It has 8 gigabytes of VRAM. If you don't know what computers are, pretty much the more gigabytes of VRAM you have, the more the better, more things you're able to do. But right now you can buy uh, workstation graphics cards, not gaming graphics cards. Ones that are meant for workstations, ones that are meant to use Adobe, one that's meant to use AutoCAD if you're like a 3D designer, and all of that shit. You can buy them on eBay for about $130 for 12 gigabytes of VRAM, the Tesla K80, and we could build like a full workstation PC for less than $1,000 with about 48 gigabytes of VRAM, which any footage we would throw at that, like if we got 8K cameras or just even like 4K cameras, like would eat through that like crazy. And we would get a dual processor motherboard, do Intel Xeon in there, and do a 256 gigabytes of RAM, and do 20 terabytes of storage and two 256 gigabyte SSDs for that. So I already was looking at the build for that. So once we get a little bit more money going in, so we're going to split our money. This is for all those people out there for business. Is that so? Mateo was the original founder of the company. He's actually running the company right now through his photography. So we're doing a 40-30-30 split based on who the head of the project is. So if I'm running something, right, and we're all working on it collectively together, I'm going to get 40% because I'm the head of the project, and the rest of those two are going to get 30%, and it'll be 30-30. And then if Mateo's running the head of the project, if he's directing like photography or something, right, then it's he's going to get 40%, and me and Nick get 30%. So that's how we're running things. If anyone's trying to get like a three-way business idea for 3 people, that's a good one. And so that's some right there. So yeah, we're planning to do producing, studio recording and stuff, because a lot of people need that up here, because I talk to all of these artists that have a lot of potential, like Richie Hunter, like StoozyKid, like Lil Teppa, and other artists and stuff that record on their phone. I mean, yes, I'm recording this podcast on my phone, but this podcast is nothing special. I'm not trying to like, I'm just trying to get thoughts out there and just get inspiration for people, whatever, right? That's my goal here. But when you're trying to make it a music career, you got your music sound, you want to sound as best as possible so people can be like, damn, that sounds professionally produced. So by making a place where people can come and get their music produced, even though it is in my bedroom, right? I'm not gonna get interrupted in here. I'm chilling. I got this super giant comfy bed. There's gonna be like 4 people on it just chilling, and I got the TV in the corner, some nice lights, right? They can play some 2K while we're recording shit. I got the computer with the gaming desk. I have a setup in here that I could totally do a lot with, right? So that's what we plan to do. What else about the business? Yeah, pretty much. So we're also outside of the music scene. We're planning to do photography for just anybody. So senior portraits. We want to be the #1 media company that does everything in Siskiyou County. That's our goal. That's our goal. And to expand outside of that, Reading, Medford, right? We're planning to dabble into that and then just work on a bunch of shit. And as time progresses, music videos will increase in price based on production quality and what kind of cameras we're using and stuff. Right now, I shoot on an 80D. I'm shooting on an 80D right now for this video. I have 2 Panasonic G7s with shooting 4K, so I can do 4K now, which is pretty fucking awesome. I have a bunch of lenses. Mateo has... He had a Canon 5D Mark II or 3 or something. I don't know what the name is, but I think he broke it or got stolen or something. So he's shooting on like a lesser end camera right now, but it doesn't really matter as long as the camera can shoot, above 18 megapixels. And if you're doing Instagram, we're mostly doing Instagram photography. Let's be honest here, we're not doing prints right now. That's another goal, actually, is to do a calendar and prints of landscape and for people that want prints and all of that stuff. So that's a goal as well, and do a calendar and stuff and get into stores. That's a whole nother business. We really, really need to sit down or at least get in a Zoom meeting and talk about what is business that we need to establish now and business that we need to establish down the road. So if y'all are listening, Mateo and Nick, if you guys are listening, my ideas, and we might disagree on this, and we'll probably come to a good conclusion. Um, but a I think a good new business or current business and future business is, I think that doing photography for everybody, just base Instagram photography, yes, that needs to be current business. Music videos and videography of almost any kind needs to be current business. And music producing, I'm in the middle on that because I've used FL for a while. I'm not a producer though, but I can whip some stuff out decently. Mateo's used Logic Pro X his whole life, so he needs to come over to my house and learn how to use FL. And he's way better at melodies than I would ever be at melodies. He's really good at melodies and understands music theory a lot better than I do. But I don't know if we're in the place to where we could actually produce really good quality music right off the bat. I mean, I'm good at sound engineering for the most part, doing EQs and making things flow together and doing all of that. I understand how that works and I could figure it out, I think, and really make a good track better than something that someone can make on BandLab. Um, but I don't know if we want to make that current business or future business. Venues for people, I really want that to be current business, and I really want to start planning that as soon as possible. But with COVID and everything, it might be hard to get approved for that. It really might be difficult. Um, I'm not sure, but it might be, and that could cause issues, right? Um, but if we do all the COVID precautions, if we allow people in, we check their temperatures, and if they have their temperatures, and it's hard to do a venue where people are wearing masks. I don't want to do that. It's just hard. It ruins the vibe, in my opinion. But if that's something we have to do, then we have to. So we have to do temperature checks. If we have to buy a fucking, the scan temperature, write down everyone's names and write down everyone's temperature and run it that way, and do masks, then I'm a do it for sure, and charge like $5 an entry, right? And if the venue costs $100, right, and we get 20 people, that's $100 that covers. So I think that's possible. I think we could definitely do that. Charge $5 and get people to do that and have drinks and stuff, which, right, that would probably come out to 150 or so. Non-alcoholic drinks. I don't want to cause problems because I'm minor. Anyways, so we do drinks and stuff, and venue would be probably about 100. And yeah, that's probably what that would end up being. We can't promote it through the school, which sucks because I would, but our school is all shut down and we're in purple tier and we can't do that, which is a big motherfucking problem. It's very annoying actually. But hopefully that's what we're looking forward to, and maybe hopefully that would be something that we can start within the next couple of months or so. Anyways, let me move on from business talk. I love talking about business. I love talking about ideas. I love throwing that out there into the universe. And let me know what you think. You can follow me on Instagram at John Westfall 466. You can follow me on Instagram at John Westfall 4699. And just let me know if you have any good ideas for the business. I would love to hear them. Please give me more ideas. I'm open to new ideas, man. So give me some shit on the Insta. Anyways, so let's move on. I need water, bro. Where's some water? Hold on. All right. Anyways, so back to what I was saying. So moving on from that. So with the I'm gonna smack my dogs. Anyways, so moving back from what I was just saying about or going back to what I was saying about COVID and or my me getting a COVID test right now. That was an interesting experience. So Me and my grandmother went to our hospital today. We had to make an appointment, and we went in, whatever. And I was super pleased because I didn't have the one that goes all the way up to your brain. You know, the one that goes like all the way up in there. Didn't have it. Just got the one. You swab. They hand it to you. They're like, do this. Swab around both nostrils. One, two. Break off the end. Drop it in a little toxic biohazard bottle, and then bada bing, bada boom. No COVID for me, sir. Or making sure I don't have COVID. I don't think I do. I might. I don't know. I was sick and I felt weird and I still feel weird. I feel like I just got a headache and I just don't feel great. Kind of not really allergies. I get bad allergies, so this is kind of a weird feeling that I have. It's like, man, I have COVID. It could just be like a mental thing, but I had like a sore throat, wasn't feeling great, and I was like, better be safe than sorry. I don't want to accidentally infect like my girlfriend or my swim coach or any of my business partners or anything like that, because then I feel like a shitty person if they like ended up having to go to the hospital of COVID. I'd be like, oh my god, I was the one that caused that, my fault. Obviously, if there's a way to know, then might as well take the way to know and understand and do that, right? I feel like there's nothing wrong with me just getting one just to see and just taking precautions, because if I feel sick and it's COVID and I'm a young person, so if I might probably won't ever have severe symptoms of it. So that's what I'm feeling about that. So that's interesting. Other than that, with the whole COVID thing, it just really sucks. The COVID like fatigue is really hitting me now, because like during when COVID was really becoming like a big thing in our lives this summer, I had a job as a lifeguard. So I saw people every single day and it was like, oh, sweet, I get to see people. Yo, what's up, bro? How you doing? Got to see my friends in a safe environment. That was the pool, because you have all the chlorine and we spray everything down, and I guarantee not a single bit of bacteria lives there because everything's chlorinated as fuck, right? I got chlorine sickness, and my girlfriend gets, you know, chemical burns from the chlorine sometimes, and she's a swimmer, which is kind of ironic, but she gets them. So that's just kind of that. Nothing's going to survive in that place. I mean, when the water is when we have gross water in there, it becomes so fucking toxic when it's set there and not cleaned, that you'll have squirrels that jump in there, that climb out and then die on the fucking pool deck, like after everything's shut down, which, nothing survives. So COVID's not going to survive in there. So that was very, very nice to see people. But now it's just like, fuck, man. It's just fuck my life, dude. That's literally where I'm at, is fuck my life, bro. Because I am a very social person and I love basketball. Right? Basketball season is probably my favorite season due to the fact the amount of shit that we talk about in that locker room. We will throw on beats and start freestyling like a motherfucker and start just going at each other. And then when everyone fucks up, when someone fucks up their verse and gets all sus and gay with their verse, not that there's anything wrong with that. I'm just saying, in the locker room is fucking funny. We get all pissy about it and shit. And I miss that so much. And I know so many of my teammates do, bro. It's crazy. And even my soccer season, right? Soccer's a vibe. I love soccer. I love playing goalie. Goalie's my favorite thing because I get to fly around there like a fucking flying monkey and block shit. And I was so sad. Let me show you that these gloves, man, my West Coast gloves, these ones, and then I have my where the fuck are my where are my Predators? I haven't needed them in so long that I have no idea where my Predator gloves are. I don't know where those are. They're probably in a box somewhere. But like, I wasn't even able to use those this year, which is fucking insane. So it's just a weird time that we live in, because like I wasn't able to play soccer. Like my soccer gloves have been just sitting in my shoe thing over there for like fucking ever, and I don't even know where a pair of my favorite gloves are, which is absurd. They're my favorite gloves, by the way. I love the West Coast ones because they got the knuckle thing, but I have the Predators. I have fucking awesome, man. They got like, it's called Demon Skin, and they got like traction, like curves, like kind of like talons, but like really, really little ones. If you punch the ball, it stops spin on the ball and like redirects spin in the other way to get the ball faster when you punch it. And also, it has grip all the way down here. So if you over calculate and it hits your wrist, it's still gonna stop the ball rolling, which is pretty fucking awesome. So I'm sad I was never able to just keep making saves with that, especially penalty kicks, man. I don't mean to toot my own horn, but out of all of the saves that I made, my penalty kick saves are the best. I blocked 3 or 4 penalty kicks all in one game. Uh, 2 of them were my fault because I got a little aggressive. 2 of them I think were fouls that my defense did. Actually, one of them was my fault. The other 3 were my defense. It's fine, guys. Thank you. So I got your back. I'm just clutch as fuck. All right, just not I don't mean to be cocky or anything. I'm just a clutch motherfucker. I'm kidding, but I really am a clutch motherfucker. Anyways, so I'm just sad I didn't have that experience this year, and I started training with my soccer coach again, but I got put to a stop because I started swim last week, and then now this week I might have COVID. So that fucking sucks, and I haven't been able to pull up to the gym and do shit because I might have fucking COVID. So this fucking sucks, man. And it's just a hard time. And also, what other sports? Baseball. We might not even have a baseball season, and I love baseball. I played baseball for more the years than I had. For that's the longest sport I've ever played was baseball. That's the most time I ever put into a sport was baseball. Not recently, just like seasons. I played more seasons of baseball than any other sport. The most time I put into a sport is probably soccer or basketball. Basketball, I think more time than anything, just because I just go out and shoot like more than anything, and just do this and do that on the outdoor hoop. And I think a lot of people that play basketball and do other sports probably put more time into basketball because that's something that you're just able to do without anybody. Soccer, you always kind of need somebody, especially with goalie keeping, because you need someone to kind of throw stuff at you and do that. Running, you can always do running by yourself. But baseball, always really need another person. But basketball is always something that you can do by yourself. Like you can pretend that there's a person there and work on your fades and do that shit. So sad that we didn't have any of those season baseball, basketball, soccer. But we do have a swim season, so I'm getting in that swim shape. Trying to at least, and I'm fucking pissed off because I have to miss a whole week of fucking practice. Not practice, lessons is what we're calling it. So we're able to do things. Since swim lessons are essential, it's not practice. I can't say that. It's not practice. It's swim lessons, training lessons. There we go. That, and it's not even true swim. And even this summer wasn't true swim practice. It wasn't like that hardcore level swim that my coach always keeps talking about. He's like, oh, when we start this, hey, we're gonna hit that, like we're gonna go hard, boy. Are you ready? Are you ready, Jamie? Are you ready? No, it's none of that. It was pretty low key. It was hard. Swim was hard for me because I never done swim before this summer. But with COVID, it was just we can't go at a certain level because people are in the same place I am. I'm always gonna work hard no matter what, and that's the type of person I am. But a lot of people struggle with that, and you know what? That's their thing that they can struggle with. It's fine, right? I'm not gonna judge them. If you don't want to work hard, that's your thing. I'm my own person. I can work hard no matter what. That's why I'm making this video and this podcast right now, because I'm working hard. I'm trying to grow my brand. I'm trying to do this, trying to grow the Two Kings Media brand, do all of that shit. But like, it's hard to keep people motivated when the world is going to shit around them. It's hard to, like, when you're stuck at home, a lot of people just sleep. I mean, I'm one of them. I get my work done, but I have like 7 sociology assignments due tomorrow. Don't even get me fucking started, bro, on that bullshit of it's a college class, and it was my decision to take it. But that's a lot of shit to do, and I have a C right now, and I'm really trying to pull at least a B, or B, yeah, at least a B. So that's that's a hard thing that I'm dealing with right now. Um, but it's just there's so many people I know that are failing that would have never ever failed anything ever before. And it's just because of this bullshit, right? That's the fucking problem. Is this bullshit? Is fucking COVID, man? It's so just people our age. It's just so. It's so not demeaning, but it's just so like impactful, and no one ever realized it. Like people would always go to school and be like, "Oh, I don't want to be here," but those people right now that'll be like, "Oh, I don't want to fucking be here," are the ones that are literally crying out for help, saying, "I need to go back to school, or else I'm gonna like fail my class. I need to go back to school, or else I'm gonna like be depressed or whatever." Right? I'm gonna start doing these drugs and shit because I have nothing else to do. That's the fucking problem with no one being at school. And I don't think school's that valuable, but this COVID thing has really showed how not valuable school is in the way that we run it. And I'm talking about the school here. The social interaction is the valuable piece of school. All right. When you take away social interaction completely, school is meaningless. It's meaningless. You know, we had these Zoom classes, and I've talked about these before on the podcast, but I keep talking. Is there's no social interaction. It's a one-way conversation between us and the teacher, and they try to make it two-way, but it's just not going to work. If you want to have actual like discussion, run it like a college class. I have more social interaction in my 4-week college classes that are like speed classes than a whole entire year of Zoom school at my high school. You know why? Because they're like, go to discussions, respond to a classmate, edit a classmate's paper. At least I'm looking at someone else's shit and like critiquing them and trying to have a discussion with them and the discussion thing. And, but it's also hard for teachers too, because I get it, because they're not able to do that because you know why? Because people don't want to participate. But it's like a never-ending cycle. Like people don't want to participate because they want this, but when you start doing this, they're still depressed, so they don't want to participate. It's just a never-ending cycle of just, I don't want to do shit, and I don't blame you. I don't want to do shit either. I'm not showing up to my Zoom classes. I'm saying I'm waiting for a COVID test, which I am. I might have COVID, so I'm not going up to class today. And you know what the fuck? I can still show up to class, but I don't want to fucking show up to class with this bullshit. I'm done in with this bullshit. I'm about to launch a fucking business. All right, I'm about to launch a fucking business. I'm about to have a 4.2. All right, and that's with some B's and C's there because I can finesse shit like a motherfucker. Doing some college class and shit, right? APs, whatever, right? Yeah, I have a 4.2, and I'm about to launch a business, and I'm making money on the side from selling shit and doing my videography and photography. Yeah, that's what I'm doing. So, what the fuck, man? Why? If you were in my position and you were trying to grow my brand, I'm literally in the same position that fucking Cole Bennett was. I just watched a documentary about him, a little short 10-minute documentary about how he grew his brand, Lyrical Lemonade and shit. And the man's fucking genius. And I'm literally in the same position he was. Doing videos for about $50-$60, trying to get venues and stuff, trying to grow the brand, but has very limited options due to school and this and that, right? So that's where I'm at right now. And it's a hard fucking thing, man. It's hard being shoved in a box. The best way I can describe the way this feels is also like kind of how it feels to be shoved in a box by a person that's like racist. No matter how hard you try to get, like, for example, if someone is racist against you and you're trying to impress them for whatever reason, whether they're a family member that's racist against you because of your skin color or discriminatory against you because of a disability you have or just discrimination against you. So I won't say racist against you, I'll say discrimination, right? If someone's discriminative against you and they're not going to change, and it's not going to change, you could try a million times over to do things to impress them, to change their mind, but time and time again, no matter what you do, they're always going to shove you back into that box that they believe that you belong in. It's the same kind of thing with this school, right? I could and should be off doing X, Y, and Z. I just need to finish. I need to finish this math class that I'm doing. take government and econ, and I can graduate a whole year early. And honestly, kind of want to, but you know, still people try to shove me in the box, be like, no, you have to stay, you have to show up to Zoom class, you have to do this, you have to do that, and it's like, no, fuck you. But they still try to shove you into the box, and it fucking sucks because I don't want to be shoved into a box where it's like, I have to check into Zoom school every day, or I have to do this and I have to do that. It's like I want to go do my own thing. I want to grow my business. I want to go get my master's in fine arts. All right, I want to be this creative motherfucker that's doing all this media and doing graphic design and doing producing, working with music artists on videos and stuff. That's what I want to do, right? But I just get fucking jumped back in this box. I'm sure a lot of people feel that way too. And that's why people graduate early, is because they don't want to be shoved in the fucking box anymore. I have a friend, Bailey. I'm sure she wouldn't mind if I share this. Friend Bailey Nathan. She graduated early. She was in my class. I met her in 6th grade. We had a rocky friendship, not relation friendship, just friends. You know, and we never really got along, but we've gotten along very, very well as friends in the last since high school, pretty much. We've started hanging out a little bit more, like doing some photography and stuff. But she graduated early, and she just got accepted into college because she was like, fuck that shit, I'm out. Because she felt like she was being shoved into a box by more than one thing, like her, kind of her family, but not really, kind of a little bit. That's not my business to share, though, so I'll just say a little bit. I won't share that. Being shoved in a box there, being shoved in a box by school, and just being shoved in a box everywhere. And everyone's be feeling that way. People just want to go and start their fucking life right now, because what used to be the reason why people stayed at school and the reason why people want to be there is gone. So they're like, fuck this shit, I'm out, because I don't want to do this shit anymore. I would like to go work. I would like to go to college. I want to move away. I've been stuck in my home with my family for almost a year. I fucking hate them. I want to murder them. Goodbye. Fuck this shit, I'm out. Right? And I see my friends, right? Like, my girlfriend texted our group chat and was like, does anyone want to swim for the high school team? And everyone was like, hell no, nah. And I don't think it's because they don't want to, okay, probably a lot of them don't want to swim, but I think the deeper reason why they don't want to is they don't want anything to tie them to high school. I think they really just want to say, fuck this shit, I'm out. I want to be done with this bullshit. All right. And move on with my life. And I feel that way too. And that's why I'm also struggling with the sports thing. So I'm going to always keep doing sports because I love being athletic. I want to get stronger. I want to get more in shape. I want to have my dream physique with the 6-pack and with the biceps and all that shit, right? Everyone wants that. Right? But that's something I really, really want in my life. I always want to stay healthy in my life. That's a goal for my life, is to be very, very fit and stay healthy throughout all of my life and really make that a priority. But a lot of people are just like, I can stay fit on my own, so I don't want to do this, these sports things at the high school because I'm trying to do extracurriculars to get me to graduate faster so I can say, fuck this shit, I'm out. And I understand it. I'm in a unique position where I'm able to juggle, like, playing 2 to 3 sports at a time, do extracurriculars, and do college classes, and maintain above a 4.0 GPA, work on this stuff, and juggle all of that. It's exhausting, let me tell you. And not having sports actually for a while was quite amazing in the way that I got just some rest. I got some good rest. Like, I am rested. I am ready to go. Feel more rested than I ever have in my life. Maybe too rested. That's why I got a little sleepy eye right now. It's because, I'm a little too rested. Slept for a little long today, right? Steve Harvey would be mad at me. He said, you can't sleep for 8 hours a day and expect to be rich or successful. You gotta wake up earlier. And let me tell you, I need to wake up fucking earlier, man, because I've been sleeping in and I just feel guilty as fuck by doing it. So after I'm done with this podcast, I'm gonna go to bed. I'm gonna go wash my face and I'm gonna go to bed because I'm tired. Because look at my eyes. I'm like holding them open like this. Oh my god, look at my eyes, bro. And I'm going to try and go for a run tomorrow. I haven't ran in a couple of days. I should probably run tomorrow. So that's something we try to stay on. Something we try to do. But But yeah, this has been like a little thing talking about COVID, a little episode talking about COVID, a little episode talking about business, whatevs. So I'll keep you guys updated on that. This will probably fully transfer over to Two Kings Media. This video might be the very first video on Two Kings Media. Probably not. I probably upload it to my YouTube channel and try to get some traction there. If you haven't looked at Richie's new music video, All In, we're gonna play it one more time for y'all just to get you guys vibing to it. So let's go to my channel. How many views are we at? 681. Let's get to 700, maybe 1,000.
I really loaded up on this shit. Yeah, I'm going all in, ain't nobody ever stop me. Dreams of being big, got me posted up this for me. Asking every day when a nigga didn't want me. Yeah, when my fucking nigga want me. Yeah, I'm going all in, ain't nobody ever stop me. Dreams of being big, got me posted up this for me. Asking every day.
All right. Anyway, so that's Mr. Richie Hunter. Go check him out on the links below. Make sure to follow the podcast. Make sure to follow me on Instagram. Let me know stuff about suggestions for the business, stuff about just anything you want, future questions for the read on the podcast. Anyways, I'm gonna end here. Thank you guys for listening. Have a good day. Peace, bruh. Thank you for listening to the World We Live In podcast.